Welcome to Scars and Spikes pre-match show. Sydney with you. Tommy in here shortly is having a little technical difficulties. He'll be on shortly, but Atlanta United taking out Inter Miami in Game 1 of Round 1 of the MLS Cup Playoffs in the Eastern Conference. You guys know the storyline, obviously. Inter Miami, the heavy favorite, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez. We can go on and on, but they are the favorites. They are the favorites for a reason, and Atlanta United really have it all to do against the Herons down there at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, the first ever home playoff match in the history of Chase Stadium, in the history of Inter Miami, by extension, of course, Lionel Messi's first ever MLS playoff match. 8:40 kickoff, I believe, or 8:45 kickoff from Chase Stadium in St. Louis, Fort Lauderdale, and we will have the coverage leading up to the match. We'll have lineups for you as soon as they come out, reaction to that, and a whole lot more. Again, Tommy is on his way in. He's having some technical difficulties, but hopefully we can get him on here shortly. You guys all know how both teams got here. Inter Miami, of course, the Supporters Shield winners. They won the most points in the regular season in MLS history, and they are the team to beat in the MLS Cup playoffs on both conferences. The Death Star, as you will, in the MLS Cup playoffs. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you now.
Nice. You I saw that you were having some technical difficulties before we got started, but I'm glad we got you sorted.
Happy Five Stripe Friday.
It is here.
It's been a long time since a Friday match.
I know. It feels weird, though. I'm half expecting the match to be tomorrow. Before we get to the lineups, yes, Adam, if you're a Patreon backer, go to patreon.com/scarsandspikes. We have a link for you for a watch party for patrons only. So definitely do that. If you don't support us, go to patreon.com/scarsandspikes and support us. All right, Tommy, let's talk about the lineups for Atlanta United. Just dropped just as he came out. It's a perfect timing. And this is a big, I'm seeing it for the first time along with you. And this is a big surprise. Couple of big surprises. First off, Jay Fortune on the left wing and Dax McCarty getting the start for Atlanta United tonight. Of course, Muyumba continues to be not in the starting 11. And Shande Silva, Edwin Mascara, unfortunately, still not quite right. But Jay Fortune on the left side, Saba on the right, and Dax McCarty in midfield. Good question from Chris. Ronnie Hernandez, not in the team tonight. Not on the lineup, not in the bench. So wondering what the situation is with him. We'll probably hear more from Rob Valentino after the match. Pedro Amador, good to see him back in the 11 after the knock he took the other day. But Dax McCarty starting and Jay Fortune on the left wing. I mean, those are the biggest surprises to me.
Wow. Well, you hope he's okay. You hope absolutely. Ronald's okay because you don't really have any depth at all here, right?
Yeah.
When Amador got hurt, you had to bring Ronald in to bring him over there and then bring Lennon back. And now you don't really have a lot of options, right?
So, real quick, Doug Robertson reporting that Hernandez had an illness overnight. So he is a late scratch for this evening. So that accounts for his absence. So just want to throw that out there.
Still, is everybody sick right now? Like, I don't know if it's like just up north, but it seems like everyone's getting sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you hope first off, you hope that Ronald's okay. You hope that it's nothing long term. But yeah, a real wrench to the plans of Atlanta United tonight. Again, good to see Amador out there in the team. Of course, a worry with his injury. But again, Jay Fortune on the left wing and Dax McCarty in that midfield. That's the biggest surprise for me. Dax hasn't started a whole lot this season, and you're putting a lot of trust in him. Look, I mean, he has the experience, right? He's played at this level, for years, but he's not been a regular starter for Atlanta United this season. And maybe out of necessity, you put him in, but question is why not Muyumba in that spot? That kind of speaks to the mindset, I guess, of Rob Valentino in this situation. Does Muyumba, is he in the plans for this team moving forward? I say Rob Valentino, but he's an interim coach. But what are his plans for the team? But this is a big opportunity for Dax. To be honest, Dax hasn't been. It doesn't look great this season. That's not putting him down at all as a person. That's not devaluing his career, what he's done for this team, or I mean for MLS throughout his career. But yeah, this is an interesting situation, and you hope that all is okay again with Ronald Hernandez.
Yeah, I mean it's a change. I was thinking, I do my best thinking in the shower. I was thinking, this is if they get any result, like if they win regulation or they win in penalties, this would be the most impressive win in Atlanta United history.
Talking about like the circumstance,
I mean, yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, you're facing the best team, the best team of all time, right? In MLS, I guess we could say that because of the regular season. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. Hopefully, they lose in the first round. But you look at it, short rest, right? You went from Orlando to Atlanta, Atlanta to Montreal, Montreal to Atlanta, Atlanta to Miami, right? In a span of what, 6 days?
Yeah, that's a lot. And
6 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's short travel. Again, you're playing the best team. You now have the pressure of knowing that you are live on every Apple store possible. You're on Times Square. Everybody's watching you on Times Square if they're actually paying attention to an MLS game there. This is a big stage. I mean, this is a real big stage. I mean, this is why, I mean, most of the people I think overseas have the MLS package is to watch Messi and friends. And you have an opportunity here in game one to put their entire magical season on life support. Now that's easy to say it, right? Now, but can they do it? I don't know. I'm interested to see how this team responds here. You hope you can get Ronald back here. I think we talked about it both when we did the preview. We don't have a lot of high expectations for this specific game. A spoiler. I mean, we both think that they're gonna have a good turnaround at home, but it's really a lot to put on this team right now. And if they can do it, I mean, it's the biggest. I personally think it's the biggest victory in this franchise's history. I know they've won championships. I get that, but like I feel like this game is much harder here, and with everything you got going on, it's difficult, right? This is very difficult. Vegas says we have no chance. That's what Vegas is saying right now.
So
screw you, Vegas.
I'll pull up Inter Miami's lineup, but while I do that, and by the way, no major.
Oh, look at them hugging.
Yeah, no major surprises for Inter Miami. Their lineup, essentially a first choice lineup. One thing that I do notice, Benja Kramaski is on the bench, not in the starting 11 for Inter Miami. So expect to see him in the second half. Certainly Campana, depending on what the state of the match is. I expect to see him at some point in the second half as well. But pretty much straightforward for Inter Miami this evening. Tyler is at Chase Stadium this evening, and he'll be joining us here shortly. We're going to get him the link. He'll be jumping in here, but he'll be having coverage. He'll be checking in with coverage from Chase Stadium this evening. But going back to what you were just talking about, travel. It's a lot. It's a lot of travel for Atlanta United. And I was watching Soccer Down Here's video with Jason Longshore, Madison Cruz. They're mentioning the same thing. Jason was mentioning the same thing. It's a lot of travel. And how will the legs of Atlanta United hold up on just such short rest, very short rest for Atlanta United? So that's something definitely to watch out for. How does that affect Rob Valentino's player selection? Especially going to the second half, going to the 65th or 60th minute, and thereon, how many changes do you make? That's in the back of your mind. But you mentioned too, you'll have the deepest bench, especially at that left back spot. So, God forbid, if something that happens to Amador, you're not in a good spot. So hopefully, again, good to see him there. But hopefully things hold up and this team remains fit and healthy through at least tonight. Hopefully, get Hernandez back, get him healthy, get him well over the next few days because you may need him in some form and fashion this series. But tonight's tonight, and they have to take tonight as it is. And I've mentioned before, you can't let the moment get too big. The world is watching, like you just said it. For one person, yeah, it's pressure. And I tweeted it. The first 20-25 minutes of the match will be everything. I think if Atlanta United can get out of that specific time frame with the match level, they'll feel a lot better about themselves. Penalties is not the end of the world because it comes down to grit and confidence in penalties.
And Brad Guzan.
And Brad Guzan. But you don't need tactics for penalties. I mean, if you're a manager, of course, you have to select the right players, but all the tactical lineups and all that stuff is out of the picture if it gets to penalties. So let's see what happens. Atlanta, they're not lacking for confidence, but again, this can't be a night where they get blinded by the lights down there at Chase Stadium because I think he said it's not a sellout, but it may as well be, and the fans will be fully backing their hosts. I'm still waiting on Tyler. He's still getting situated out there at Chase Stadium. So as soon as we get him in here, we will bring him on. But again, going back to the Inter Miami's lineup, actually, let's do this. Let's get Tyler in here right now. He is at Chase Stadium for the press box. Tyler, what's going on?
What's up?
How's it going? How's your trip up there?
A little chaotic. Traffic sucked.
But you made it.
But I'm here. You might be able to see me on the broadcast. The Press Tribune area is in the stands.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not up there now, but yeah.
What's the Atlanta United turnout from what you see so far?
To be fair, I haven't seen any Atlanta fans, but I also haven't been looking. I only made it up to the actual inside of the stadium where the field's at and put a couple things down and then came back down here. So I haven't looked out into the stands to see if there's any, Atlanta jerseys or anything, but
right.
Plenty in Miami.
Yeah. Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So big news, of course, Dex McCarty getting the start in midfield with Bartek Slish and Jay Fortune starting up in the left wing, or at least that's how it looks on the lineup sheet. That could change, obviously, but Tommy and I were just talking about that. That's the big news that we noticed. Hopefully Hernandez is okay. Hopefully he gets back healthy soon. This illness that snuck up on him last night, hopefully it's nothing serious, but that's the big news. And Atlanta, that's a wrench in their plans this evening. But we said it before you came on, this is a team not lacking in confidence, and they can't let the moment get too big. They have to meet the moment, and if they aren't careful, this match could get away from them in the early stages if they're not careful.
Yeah, I mean, you have to settle in. You've got the benefit of knowing that you've done it before, and you've had the best record against. Well, I say record, but the best points difference and everything against Miami out of any team that's played them this year. You've got things going for you. I think McCarty is good to start because you want somebody that's going to be able to settle things down. Miami's going to come out wanting to put this to bed early. They're going to come out. Yeah. You've got everybody, right? You've got the whole Barcelona 2.0 or Gulfstream Galacticos or whatever you want to call them. They're going to want to knock this out quick and then go to back to Atlanta and try to take this just in two. Dax is a guy that's going to help settle things in, slow things down a little bit, and you just got to be clinical with your chances. You have to pick out the opportunities. Don't let your midfield get you out of whack, too out of shape, and settle in for the long haul.
Tommy, I saw you rolling your eyes a second ago. What was that about?
I mean, it was such a different situation. Like, you talk about both these games, and they were just so unique, right? The first one that you had Yakima, or did you have Yakimakis? I don't think you did, right? I think you just had Omada.
Yeah.
You had Omada in that first game, and it was a different team then. And then now And then at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I mean, their defense was gone, right? I mean, they were missing most. I mean, they were throwing guys in positions that they couldn't here. I mean, it was obviously some bad situations. We took advantage of it, which is what you're supposed to do, right? This is a full strength team now that's on the hunt, right? Like some teams you look at during the regular season, they take days off, right? They take some games off, and Miami, while they've been kind of just floating, they've been still being able to get results. And you look at the New England Revolution game on decision day, and you look and go, oh, 2-0, right? I think it was 2-0, and then what happened? They
Yep.
go on a tear and score 5 or 6.
All right.
6.
Well, that's
Yeah.
different though. That's a different situation. I mean, New England were a much worse team. So I don't know if I count that fully. Still, it shows.
Well, I'm just saying that they can't turn it on at any moment
No, understood.
here.
But yeah, understood. It shows. I was gonna say it shows what a team Miami is. I'm not expecting a 6-2 scoreline this evening, but it'll be competitive, and I hope it's competitive. And yes, absolutely, Miami can turn it on any second. Atlanta, again, though, that first 20-25 minutes, as I mentioned, just so important for this team to be the aggressor. These fans at Chase Stadium won't need a reason to cheer. Like, they really won't. So you got to take them out of the game early, and by extension, take Miami out of the match early.
I mean, it would be nice if you can just come out hot again and score 2, in the first 20-25, and then figure out how to keep a lead from that there on out. But I mean, I don't think you go into this one too differently than you have these past couple of matches as far as mentality. I mean, you have to be careful, but you can't let being careful handicap you into not being effective. And you've got guys that have shown that they can do it in really adverse conditions, and you just got to keep doing what you did before. Just keep doing what you did before, and I don't want to sit through another penalty shootout. I really don't. But if you can make it to the end of this match, give yourself some possibilities and a little bit of luck in a penalty shootout, then, I mean, hey, a win's a win. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think penalties is the end of the world. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst situation.
No.
So, hey, it is what it is. If it goes to penalty, it goes to penalties. And Greg Guzan, right, Tommy?
Hey.
Greg Guzan, baby.
Well, how's the weather, by the way? Pretty good?
The weather is it's pretty good. I mean, it's South Florida, so it's a little humid. Obviously, the sun's down. So when I was driving here about an hour and a half ago, it was about 86 outside. I imagine it's probably down to like the high 70s now.
Yeah.
But no clouds in the sky that I can see, and it was clear coming in. So
Good.
I think it'll be a pretty decent night. A little humid, little sweaty, but other than that, it'll be a good night for soccer.
So it's like 40-45 minutes away from kickoff. What's the crowd like right now?
It's busy. I mean,
50 minutes to kickoff. I'm sorry, 50.
This is like the fan zone outside, section 103, 104. So
yeah,
I don't know what you can tell from that, really, but
yeah.
There's people milling about. Lots of pink, lots of that light blue that they did. I've seen a couple of random River Plate jerseys. I've seen a couple of random Madrid jerseys.
All the irony.
Possibly a couple of trolls in the audience. There's a Barcelona jersey for Suarez.
Okay.
But no, it's a good crowd. Everybody's hyped up. It smells great out here. The food smells freaking amazing. But I mean, these people are hyped. These people are ready to go. So I'm sure it's going to be quite the adventure for Atlanta tonight. But they can do it.
We'll see. We're
supposed to be meeting up with Chris here in a minute too from Battered Herons if he can make his way over here.
Tell him we say hi.
I was trying to time it to get him on here whenever we were doing this, but he's like literally on the other side of the stadium. So.
Okay. Well, you see him. Tell him we said hello.
FaceTime me.
I
gotta talk to that guy.
All
right, guys.
Well, Tyler, we'll let you get to the press tribune among the
I'll be
crowd, and look forward to your coverage tonight.
Indeed, I'll be throwing out the updates.
Yep.
So if you see a guy in the stands with a laptop, that's me.
Sounds good.
All right, y'all.
See you soon.
Talk to you and Chris soon.
Hey, Bundesliga. That's another jersey.
Bundesliga.
Yeah. All right, see y'all.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Don't end the stream, Tyler.
Well, you don't know what if he didn't know and he
I
was
think
like
he
gonna
realized
pick his
he's going
nose.
I promise I won't in the stream. I'll
Okay.
see y'all.
All right,
fun.
see you then. Thanks.
Well, yeah, we've got the watch along, like we said. So if you'd like to join me and hang out, we got some people coming to join. We're 2-0 on the last two watch alongs on decision day.
It's true.
And Tuesday. So we can make it a hat trick here.
It's true. So that's two. Or no, never mind. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of something else. I was going to say that's a hockey reference, between the pipes, or between the pipes. Hat trick.
Hat trick, yeah.
In the soccer term. Sorry, I'll let my train of thought.
Yeah. Way to root in the segment.
Sorry, I screwed it up. Thanks everybody for watching and joining us for this pre-match show. Tommy will be holding it down on the watch party. So again, patreon.com/Scarves and Spikes. If you want to join in on the fun there.
Spaces after
the game. Spaces after the game. Perhaps 3 takeaways after the game. We'll see what happens. But yeah, scarvesandspikes.com. Scarves, the letter N, Spikes. Tyler will have his updates from there. And again, as always, if you're new, if you aren't a subscriber, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Helps us out a lot. We're over 1,100 subscribers, so thanks to those that have subscribed. We definitely want to get to 1,200 and then beyond. So please hit subscribe if you haven't already, and like our coverage, and share it as well. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you coming along, and we will see you next time after the match.
Let's go.